Once again, I spent my Thanksgiving in San Antonio visiting family. It's a beautiful environment with all sorts of interesting creatures. Perhaps these footprints belong to some sort of predator that was coming in for a drink. Perhaps it was a mountain lion, a larger cousin to the common house cat we see walking around our neighborhoods. I found this poop full of hair, which suggests that there's a predator feeding on furry animals about, instead of an animal that eats berries and seeds. I had a little bit more luck filming songbirds, as well as woodpeckers. I had a lot of fun watching this guy forage his way around the tree, looking for food to gobble up. But that wasn't the only creature I caught lurking in San Antonio's trees. This ball moss is actually several flowering plants interwoven together. They use their treetop perch to grab moisture from the air. Another plant that's adapted to the arid environment of San Antonio is the cactus. The cactus stores a massive amount of water in its tissue, protecting itself from thirsty predators with sharp spines. But that doesn't mean these plants are invincible. I ran into several of these cactus carcasses, heavily damaged by some sort of disease, drought conditions, or low temperatures, though it still seems like they're scrabbling for life with these new growths. These weren't the only hardy creatures I encountered. I saw plenty of these fire ant mounds. These towering mounds of dirt were created by a huge force of hunters and engineers. These stinging ants dominate San Antonio's insectoid landscape, though I did encounter these large, more docile ants as well. Some other invertebrates I encountered were this pretty-looking moth, this irritating mosquito drilling into my forearm as it searched for blood, or this shy little spider skittering its way across the ground, foraging for food near a small watering hole. In San Antonio's desert environment, these watering holes attract all sorts of creatures, both macroscopic and microscopic. There were bristled, serpentine insect larvae, and roundworms wiggling their way through their watery environment like microscopic sea snakes. There were large, spiral-shelled behemoths carrying fortresses on their back. These snails, which scrape their way across the algae, looking for food like this diatom, twirling its way around this strand of algae. More than one microbe moves in a similar fashion, though these rotifers seem to be content scooting their way through the water. There were also single-celled ciliates crawling across the microscopic debris foraging for food. Pretty much everything was eating, pooping, or reproducing. This particular San Antonio watering hole was quite active with microscopic life. That makes sense in retrospect, since I think it was actually overflow from a leaking sewer pipe, the only water for miles around. Oh well, hopefully I don't break out with some sort of disease. That's it for this week. You can check out my YouTube or Instagram if you want to see more of my cool wildlife work. Otherwise, I'll see you guys, hopefully, next week.